welcome to class, everyone. Please take a nice, big, tall seat. Thank you. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to turn and I'm going to show you a bit of my posture. I've made this joke about how, like in SkyTrains and maybe in offices, people will say, wow, you have the posture of a Pilates teacher, of a yoga teacher. And I don't think of that as a bad thing, and I'm certainly not bragging because I don't do it intentionally. But I would like for that to be your default posture. I want you to notice what perhaps you don't see. That's hard to do. But what you do see is a nicely, hopefully, aligned spine where my head looks like it's kind of above my hips. All right? And with regards to what you don't see this caving of the chest, typical texting position, or this. And if you look around your house today, if you look around the office or on television, unless they're intentionally avoiding it, that is typically what people see. There's this thing here called lordosis and text neck and computer neck. So there's a lot of this. And instead of raising from the neck, a lot of people will tilt and kind of look like this. And I want you to be honest and be clear that that may also be you. And today we're going to address that just a little bit. Okay? So take a deep breath, inhale and exhale, and feel like yourself sitting toward the back of your bum. Thank you. From your pelvis, feel like you're engaging your belly button and the core muscles around your belly button inward, kind of squeezing the belly button. Thank you. Don't try to flatten the back, because what will happen is that you'll go into this spinal extension that will typically result in not good results. So you want a neutral back. It's not flexed, it's not extended, it's neutral. And then you're hugging in here. Notice that there's this tendency to pop the chest. Nope, chest is neutral, shoulders are neutral. Take a moment to notice the heads of the shoulders. If they're curving inwards like this, that's not a good sign, nor is it, of course, if they're curving backwards. We want them to be straight out and down. If you haven't heard the word epaulettes, they're the things that you wear. They're like shoulder pads, but they're for decorations. So we want them as down and neutral, and just rest your hands. Now take a moment and intentionally shift your head forward, and you'll notice the strain in your neck. And maybe what you don't notice is that there's so much more work that your spine and back, each of those structures are doing. Take a moment, take your head back. Likewise, if you take it to the right, to the left, likewise. The further off center you are, the further off plumb you are, the less opportunity your vertebrae in your spine that are rigid and strong for a reason, the less opportunity they will have to work for you, and your muscles will have to take over. So what I want you to do is to experiment in the extreme, left, right, up, down, and make a note of the difference between a stretch experience versus muscle activation, okay? So try to find neutral, relax your head, sit up tall. If you're finding a stretch experience, it will be in the neck typically. It will feel like a pulling, okay? If it is a working activation that you're working too hard, it's going to be a clenching. Your muscles will feel like they're clenching and anchoring. I want you to feel no stretch and no clenching. I want you to really spend some time figuring it out like you're like a bobblehead almost. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. This will also be dictated by the angle of your gaze or slash your chin. So if you're looking down, it'll feel like this. It'll feel like that. If you tilt, it'll tilt. I want you to find where you feel nothing. And I want you to be able to hopefully differentiate between nothing and familiar. Just because this feels familiar, sometimes people say it's nothing. Like we've seen people walk around like this and say, hey, this is just normal for me. This isn't nothing, it's just familiar. Take a moment now and see if you can feel legitimately nothing as you relax and find alignment. And as you find alignment, close your eyes, okay? Because the idea of finding this still point, this balance point, is intrinsically linked with the idea of meditation and finding quote unquote oneness, where all are one. The idea here is that your body is all aligned and every part of the body is aligned, maybe including the mind, maybe even the heart, I don't know. But what I'd like you to do is to realize that this is an extremely valid form of meditation where you are just trying to hold your spine in alignment along with your neck. Now, I don't know how successful you are, how unsuccessful you are. Go ahead and open your eyes. I don't know how successful or unsuccessful you are. But what I'm quite sure of is that there was a difference, right? So what you consider to be intentional alignment is probably fairly different than what you hold yourself like every day. And the goal isn't to scold or correct. The idea is to explore and determine if the what you deem to be ideal alignment, if that's something you would like to carry on with you. Is that something you'd like to carry on with you subconsciously? And the way you do that is by doing it consciously a lot, so much so that you forget that you're doing it. It's literally muscle memory, literally. Okay? So for the duration of this little bit here, I'd like you to, once again, feel like you're sitting down, that your spine is aligned in your pelvis, not tilting forward or back, that your core is hugging inwards, that you're not popping the chest or rolling the shoulders, that instead they're down, back, and you're relaxed, and that your head is likewise. Inhale and exhale. Let your gaze be soft, let your jaw be softened, and inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to stay here for approximately 1 minute because it's a diagnostic test. All right? Inhale and exhale. Imagine, and this is what I do, I have to admit, when I'm really bored in a lecture or with someone in a meeting that I know or I don't need to pay attention to, I'll do this. I will practice being in alignment. It seems like I'm paying attention, but I'm just actually practicing my alignment. And I notice when what that person says bothers me, it'll kick me out of alignment, or if I get worried, it'll kick me out of alignment. And I notice then how what people say and what is happening around me will kick me out of alignment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, just go to whatever. Look inside of your body and feel what is tired. Okay? Is it your mid-back that's tired? Is it your shoulder that's tired? Is it your neck that's stiff? Or is it that your brain is cramping from having to pay so much attention? That data, whatever, is extremely important. It lets you know what you can potentially work on. So if we find that our backs, our mid-backs are tightening up from holding ourselves in alignment, maybe we don't because we're weak. Or maybe because we don't hold ourselves in alignment, our back muscles are weakened. Likewise, if we're mentally not there, that's maybe something that we need to work on, shoulders, what have you. So the results will be so varied that it doesn't bear me mentioning them. I want you to just simply take note of it, okay? We eventually work on all the muscle groups and all the structures and all the ways because everyone is so different and everybody could use a bit of help with it. That I don't need to know specifics, but I think that you knowing specifics would be very good. Understand what muscle was tired, what's the obstacle for you being neutral, and then try to put this together in your head. When you work on that muscle, when you make it automatic, when it becomes muscle memory, your body flows into an ideal position where you are burning less energy, where you're causing less damage, less pain. And you get that for free. It's an investment, quite literally. You go to work, you get paid money. That's nice, usually a much higher reward. But when you invest money, that money comes back to you when you're sleeping, when you're not thinking. It just comes back automatically. The reward is fractional, of course, but our goal is to build up our investment so that we have a constant return over time. And that money is literally making money for you. Likewise, your investment is literally preventing you from injury, saving you energy, all those things, right? It's a worthy investment, all right? Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Awesome, everyone. Thanks so much. Once we're sitting up super tall, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Allow yourself to take that right hand just behind your back. Good. And extend that left arm upwards. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Try to drop the shoulders. How can I extend my arm up and drop the shoulder? Well, because your hand can go up without the shoulder. So this is hand and shoulder up. This is hand up but shoulder down. Good. Relax the shoulder. See how if you pull on this arm, the shoulder comes down? What if you neutralize the shoulder? Neutralize the shoulder and so your shoulders are square. Got it? Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Find the alignment in the spine. Inhale, lower to the right. Now feel the weight in your left sit bone, your left bum decreasing. So we're going to engage a little bit and press down there. And then flow to the left, noticing that our bum wants to lift up, but we're not going to let it happen. Okay? Inhale, tick. And exhale, talk. Inhale and exhale. So your shoulders should be fairly, I don't want to say rigid, but static, and that you're maintaining that posture so that it's almost, well, it should be as linear a movement as possible. You're going left and right. Please note that you're not rocking back and forth on different hips. We are translating laterally through the spine. The attempt here is to allow the core muscles to feel what that's like and to gain a bit of flexibility. Thank you. Let's continue for 7. Don't fool yourself into thinking you're moving a lot by waving your hand. This isn't a hip hop concert. Instead, you're just flowing left to right. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch, please. Left hand, right hand. Notice the right shoulder goes up. We're going to draw it down. Seat that down. This left shoulder wants to draw down. We're going to keep it neutral. Thank you. Neutral spine. Notice that neutral on one side is harder than on the other side, right? Which one? I have no idea. But typically one side is better at achieving neutral, and that's okay. Let's go inhale to one side, exhale to the other, and notice that we want the spine to move, not a shifting of the weight in your bum. The bums are as neutral as possible, and it's the spine translating laterally. Inhale and exhale. Try to avoid the hip hop hooray motion. Just keep it neutral. Inhale and exhale. Now I'm finding I'm not actually going left and right. I'm translating like 20 degrees forward and back on my own. So now I have to pay really close attention to make sure that it's 0 degrees to the left, 0 degrees to the right. It should be on a straight path through this plane, right? 10, 9, 8. I keep wanting to go forward, right? Maybe it's because of the tennis or what have you, but I'm going to really intentionally be aware that I need to go left and right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently draw that right hand down. Press that left bum down and slide out to the right as best you can. Okay, so we're translating the spine laterally. We're getting what is called flexion, extension on both sides. Inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulders. Good. Drop this shoulder away from the ears. Keep going. Good. Now let your neck translate down and upwards and feel that clean rotation through the neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. And neutral. How about we lengthen through the neck as well, getting that stretch through the cervical spine? Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to ask you for a little bit more work. You ready? Press that left bum down. Don't come up. Just lift the hand and turn the palm upwards. And you'll feel your obliques, your core muscles, your back muscles activating to keep yourself in this position instead of just tipping down. Keep yourself here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. I'm not going to be embarrassed about that. But maybe it's because I'm isolating well, or maybe because I am weak. But my obliques, I can feel it a lot. In my shoulders, I can feel it a lot. Now that feeling isn't just evidence of me torturing myself, and it shouldn't be for you as well. It should be this opportunity to feel like you're very specifically working on a structure, right? There's no point in torture. There's every opportunity, okay, instead to release. Thank you. Gently draw this right hand around. Sit up super tall. Big breath in. Big breath out. Awesome. Go ahead and extend that left arm. Take it down and toward the floor, sliding out there. Now my right bum really wants to come up. I'm not going to let it. I'm going to keep it down. I'm going to make sure my spine is as straight as possible. Thank you. I'm going to look down. I'm going to look up for 10. Don't go chiropractic. No need to click around in your neck. Just feel a smooth gliding motion. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep settling down, keep releasing, please. Inhale and exhale. Now, it's harder for me on the right side. Today, I don't know why. I can lift my left hand a little bit more easily. Notice that my hand comes down, but my body did not come up. My hand's down, up and down, without a change of structure of my body. I should really try to avoid torquing back or forth. I'm trying to stay as planar as possible. I'm hoping you are too. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Slowly up. Amazing. So today we are working not just on strength, but really recognizing when we are stable and we're not juddering all over the place. Jutting and stuttering. Juddering, I think that's what I was trying to get at. So we want to be smooth and stable, because if we practice like this and get the movement in our muscles memory, we'll typically move that way unintentionally. It's called rehearsal. It just takes a lot of practice. Okay, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale, relax the shoulders, and I'm hoping that you're feeling, that's different. Some people will feel like, oh, my spine's this way, or oh, my spine's that way. It threw me out of alignment. Well, even if it did, it's not the end of the world. But a lot of the time, the sensation of being out of alignment is actually you being more in alignment, just unfamiliar. Okay? So I'll say that again. Some people think when they're like this, they're good, and that when they're like this, they're all screwed up. So we have to objectively identify what is better. Now, apart from using a mirror and a third party, what you can do is test over time which one feels better and helps you to work better. So if this here helps you to feel better and work better, then yeah, we're going to have to see you in the office or whatever. But if you then start to recognize this is familiar, but this is better, that's where we need to go. And that's where a lot of these exercises can benefit us, okay? Gently take this right hand around to your back. The left hand, please, is going to come around and it's going to bind with that right hand. If you can't reach, you can just leave your left hand on your tummy. It doesn't matter. So if you can bind, great. If not, just take that left hand to the tummy and sit up tall. Because that right hand is there, there's this tendency to fold forward, isn't there? I bet you are. Check to see if there's more weight toward your knees. First things first, inhale and exhale, sit up and take that weight back into your bum where it was before. The other thing is that there's now this tendency for you to be leaning to the left, so there's more weight in your left bum. Yep. What if we try to weight ourselves, be more neutral? Inhale and exhale. But Chris, you're trying to be neutral when the body's not neutral. Exactly. That's why it's a stretch. Inhale and exhale, relax the shoulders, sit up tall, and try to be neutral in this context. Thank you. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now, if you would, intentionally drop this right shoulder as low as you can. Intentionally press the hands into your left ribs or side body and lean to the left. Oh, that should be fairly significant. So whether your hand is here or here, it doesn't matter. Keeping that right shoulder down and leaning to the left. The work may have come out of your low back, and it should because there's a brace, right? Your right arm is bracing your low back. Now the work is far more into the neck and into that shoulder. Got it? Relax that right shoulder down, drop that left ear down. See if you can drop the left shoulder down as well. Keep pressure into that right bum. Now take note if you're turning off axis, going forward or back. Please don't. See and feel that you're going completely laterally. Inhale and exhale. I didn't want to get into this particular piece, but if you can't, use the wall. A wall will help you to tell if you're going away from the wall or toward the wall, right? The wall is good, but ideally we should be able to determine that on our own. And I've distracted you long enough, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, release. Ooh. Shoulder and neck, right? Really cool. Left side, please. Please take that left hand behind your back. Either grasp it with the right hand or just take that right hand in front. It doesn't matter which one. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead now and drop this left shoulder down, lengthening the neck upwards, nice and tall. Big breath in, big breath out. Press those hands into those ribs and lean over to the right. Notice that your left bum wants to lift up. Don't let it. Keep that bum down. Keep lengthening through that neck. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Oh. Again, I can notice I'm torquing forward. You might be looking at your screen, Chris, you're torquing forward. It's like, yeah, I didn't even notice. It's not that I see it in the screen, I can just feel myself. So I'm going to realign myself again and really intentionally go lateral. Oh. And notice here that I can't go nearly as far. So it might be ego or the intention or the desire to please that makes me go forward. That's not good for me, right? What's best for me here is to be as honest and clear as possible and go over to the right, even if it's just a little bit. And man, it's not just a little bit in terms of the sensation. I feel this a lot. Inhale and exhale. I wonder if you do too. If your shoulder's on the floor, unless you have anatomy that I can't even comprehend, your left sits bone, your left bum came up. Keep that left bone down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, please. Beautiful. Thanks, everyone. Let's all live the dream, taking this left elbow and palm to the floor and extend that right leg out. I say living the dream because now we can actually just kind of bend and rest a little bit. Notice my shoulder and elbow are in alignment, that my hips are down and my right leg is long. Good. Inhale and exhale. Try to flatten that back. Make sure that you're not sagging anywhere. And then extend this right arm. Beautiful. Now watch what happens to you, not me. Go ahead and circle. Maybe one more time. I suggest that when you circle, there's this sort of undulation that occurs in the spine. So when our intention is to circle the shoulder to promote movement, we kind of cheat by undulating the spine and rotating inappropriately. I'd like us to avoid that. So press down here, hug in through the core. Make sure that the muscles are engaged so that you can really detect when you're undulating, and then don't do that. Ready? Nice and stable. So we go forward, even if it's just a little bit. Oh, it's yucky. I know why you're cheating. I do too, because it does not feel good in your shoulder sometimes. But, kind of babying something that isn't doing the right thing, it's not appropriate. I'm not trying to make an interlude toward any political situation. It's just, it's on all of our minds. Okay? 7. 6. 5. Be slow, be intentional, feel it. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. How about we draw that right hand forward? Don't lean forward. See how you want to compress the spine and the body? Don't. Keep it nicely aligned. Draw that arm forward and then draw it back and open. Don't open the chest. Nope, nope. All of this stays exactly where it is, neutral. And up and down for 10. Don't pop the chest. Just feel the shoulder. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Oh, it's hard work staying still. It's a lot of core. 3. 2, and 1, and relax. You have to re-engage that core to avoid that undulation to remain stable. Thank you for doing that. Inhale and exhale. And let's live the dream again. What do I mean by that? Let's do what I asked you not to do. Simply take your right hand behind your head. Don't yank on the head or neck, but go ahead now and undulate and turn that right shoulder down, toward that left hand. Feel that stretch? Awesome. And then take it back. Opening up the chest. Don't collapse on that left shoulder. Keep it stable. Here we go. 7. 6. Nice. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Pause there and release back up. Inhale and exhale. So if you've ever done like body weight Tabata with me, or if you've ever done functional training with me, you get tired. But you know what prevents people from getting really tired? The weakness in these stabilizing muscles. So what makes functional training, like not lifting weights and stuff like that, but the work that we do, quite difficult, is that the functional muscles that require us to stabilize are often far weaker than our big movement muscles, or at least disproportionately so. This makes it harder to get tired with the big muscles because our smaller muscles can't keep up. So when people say, Chris, can you do more active classes? What I hear in my head, they want me to do classes that can work their big muscles that they're already good at. Versus my intention, which is helping you to get better at what you're not so good at. We naturally do what we're good at, and we naturally avoid what we're bad at. This results in a lack of diversity and eventual lack of function. So that's why we kind of do both. Second side, please. Right elbow, right hand comes to the floor. Draw this left leg long. Inhale and exhale, hug in through the core. Make sure that this is nicely engaged. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Thank you. Extending that arm, remembering that we're trying not to undulate. We're not trying not to create ripples in the spine. The spine is not fixed, but static. It is not moving. And then the arm comes up and around. And the majority of the sensation, if not the entirety of it, is felt purely in that shoulder. All the other fatigue that you're experiencing is from the core and the other muscles around the spine engaging to prevent that undulation. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Other direction. Keep yourself from undulating. Don't collapse in the shoulders or chest. 10. 9. 8. 7. Really be focused about it, right? These are small muscles that we don't normally pay attention to. 5. 4. 3. So much core. I'm so surprised, too. Not really. I knew it would be. 1. Thank you. Arm up. Maintain the integrity of your chest and shoulders. Let's lower that hand downwards without shifting or undulating. And back. 7. 6. Reach back. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Pause. Thank you. Big breath in, big breath out. Now, remember this, drawing that left hand behind. We're going to draw down and then back up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, we only did 7 on this side, thankfully. 5, 4. Last one, and here's 3. And relax, please. Big breath in, big breath out. Beautiful. Go ahead and push yourself on up. Take a moment there. Inhale and exhale. Really cool. So by utilizing our stabilizing muscles in our core and along the spine, and then creating challenge in our shoulders and arms, we're able to mobilize the shoulders while giving our core a pretty good workout. Thanks, everyone. Do me a favor. Draw the soles of the feet together. Drop the knees. I don't care if they're high or low. It really doesn't matter this time. This time it doesn't matter. Instead, take your thumbs, apply them to the hip flexors just adjacent to your hips, and guide those hips downwards. Relax the shoulders. Now, anatomy-wise, it's going to be far easier for people to be in this position. I understand that. I'm going to ask you to please take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Guide your hips down and then sit up. Notice that there's quite a bit of work that's happening there. Notice how you want to bow your chest out and go into extension. Try to lift up into fully seated, hugging that core in, hugging those chests into neutral. Now, if the hands are restricting you, you can take your hands out, that's fine. But I just want you to feel like you're sitting super tall, upright. Inhale and exhale. In fact, why don't we go ahead and lift that right hand? We'll hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll switch. 10, keep hugging up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Notice if you're poking your chest out. I just did, right? 2 and 1, and relax. Now watch what happens when you release. Go. Ta-da. Doesn't this look and feel exactly like I said that people typically sit? Their back is here and they're here. So what does this mean? It means that the work of engaging the muscles to sit upright in this particular context is incredibly relevant to having that better posture that we just worked on, right? It's very hard to sit upright like this. So the more we work on it in this context, the better off we'll be in easier contexts. If you can do your work on an airplane cramped next to somebody, you should be able to do your work in an office where it's easier to concentrate. Thanks, everyone. Do me a favor, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. We're going to try this. I'd like you to first take your left hand to the right shoulder, right hand to the left shoulder, lengthen. Okay? Now, without flexion of the spine, without extension, without folding forward or back bending, keeping yourself very neutral, I'd like you to go ahead now and circle. Forward, around, and even back. I want you to avoid tilting. So no tilt and no flexion extension. It's just a nice clean. Imagine a joystick, old school, red ball on top, going around. Okay? So old school joystick, circling. Maybe as a distractor, if you're of age, you can remember the old Atari joysticks. If you ever had to replace one, you would have been freaked out because the brand new one is so much more stiff as opposed to the ones that you've had, which are hanging on by a thread. I'm hoping that you'll have something in the middle with your spine. Something not incredibly loose, but nothing incredibly stiff. Okay, so avoid those undulations, avoid those distortions, just being very clean with your spine for another 5. Feel the core work that's happening, hug those belly buttons in. 4. Don't forget entertaining the back portion of the circle. 3. It's the hardest. 2. And 1. Awesome. Other direction. Circle. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Inhale and exhale and relax. Where did you feel it? Your low back, your shoulders, your neck? My favorite answer is yes, meaning that you will have felt it likely in all of those areas. At least I did. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so when we're braced like this, obviously our shoulders and our upper back have a bit more help, and so our lower back will feel it a bit more. But what happens when we take our hands behind our back? Yep. It's even harder to sit up straight. So let's try that, right? Take your hands behind your back, grab hold of your wrist as best you can. Inhale and exhale. Here we go. Relax the shoulders back and sit up. Oh, do you feel how much work it's taking to do that? I do. Hug in through the core. So none of this collapse. Press, lift, neutralize. 10, 9. Hug in through the core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Big breath in, big breath out. Once again, notice that you want to relax into the lazier sort of common position, right? All those things that I said still apply. It helps us to get out of this habit. Okay, bind your hands again, maybe grabbing the other hand, doesn't matter really. Sit up tall. Good. Without rolling the shoulders, with it going left and right and tilty. Inhale and exhale. Let's circle, please. Keep that head neutral. Don't just roll at the hips, okay? We want the spine to be the thing that's articulating. 9. Oh, it's hard work not rolling the hips. 8. Look how little movement I've got. 7. 6. Go slow to find it. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Amazing. Other direction. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Awesome, everyone. Tell you what, relax the arms and fold forward. Oh, lengthening through that spine, stretching your low back, stretching the hips. Inhale and exhale. Your shoulders have every right to rest. Your back has every right to rest. Take that opportunity to do so. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, out, big breath out. Awesome. Awesome, everyone. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now that we're folding forward here, feel that? Take a moment now and straighten that spine. So hug the belly button in, relax, and then retract the shoulders and lengthen through the neck. It's almost like you're pulling at the floor. Inhale and exhale, straighten that spine. Got it? Notice here that when we do hug in and straighten the spine, we get a little bit more of this action here through these hip flexors. Yep. Inhale and exhale. So our lower spine tension is intimately related to our hip flexors. I think that we've established that quite clearly. Inhale and exhale. Good. Got it? Now neutralize your chin, meaning that it's neither tucked nor looking upwards. It's neutral. Good. Take that right arm. Take that left arm. The body doesn't move. It doesn't collapse. It doesn't do anything other than work to stay where it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the arms outwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs down, draw back. Roll and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Big breath in, please, and a big breath out. Super cool, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a bit of a twist. This will help us make that work a little bit more permanent. Gently fold forward. Don't worry about as much of the collapse. If you collapse a little bit, that's okay. I'd like you to draw your right elbow forward. Some people will land it in their ankles, their feet, maybe to the floor. If you're nowhere close, that's totally fine. So watch here. You can just take your right hand across and indicate that someday your shoulder is going to come forward. For those of you who can, land it and come forward and straighten that spine. Oh, notice that I'm not asking you to twist more. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking for you to hold it here and then straighten that spine. What you're getting as a result is the twist. So I'm not asking you to twist, I'm asking you to straighten, but the resulting effect is that you are getting a twist. Okay? So if this is relatively easy for you, I'm happy. You can challenge by lifting that left hand, maybe extending it back, maybe drawing it behind you, and looking over that left shoulder. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release please. Slowly up, oh, and feel the effects. I don't know about you, it's not pain, but it's definitely fatigue. I'm hoping that you're experiencing something along those lines. Inhale and exhale. Once again, let's fold forward, lengthen through the back. Beautiful. Now, taking that left arm over, you can stay there, keeping that spine straight. You can bend the elbow, you can tuck it in here. I don't know. I know of people, and I don't necessarily like them, and I think that they're a little weird, that take their hand here, keep their spine completely straight, and drop their shoulder to the floor. But then we've all seen Cirque du Soleil too, right? You don't need to do that. What I'm asking you to do is to keep a relatively straight spine, and then as you straighten it more, feel like you're getting a twist. Oh. You can increase the opportunity for that by walking this left hand over more and then straightening. I don't need to do that. I'm going to ask you to stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. If it's available to you, lift up that right hand. Maybe extend it up, back, and around. Keep that spine straight-ish at least, and look over that right shoulder and find that work. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Gently relax the arm forward. Maybe release the elbows, relax your head. Feel free to bend any way you want to. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and lay down on the floor with your back. Big breath in and a big breath out. Oh, look at our time. It just flies. Inhale and exhale. Now, we're going to utilize some of those big muscles after we've worked on stabilizing, but we're going to really make it a bit more of a challenge. Here, let me show you. Stepping those feet to the floor, relax the neck, get that back to be nice and flat. Thank you. Release the arms upwards. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Press into the floor with the feet and lift up your bum. Can you feel the activity of your low back? I bet you can. Now feel your heels, please, into the ground. So you're feeling like your heels are pressing to the ground. Then feel like your big toe mound is pressing in, and then the little toe mound is pressing to the ground. So you've got 1, 2, 3 points of contact on the feet, like a tripod. So you've got 6 points of contact with both feet. Inhale and exhale. Press them into the floor nice and firm. Now engage the core and lift that pelvis up. Good. Keeping that same degree of contact with your feet. Hug in through the core and flatten the spine. Keep your knees, your thighs, and hopefully your spine completely flat. Make sure that your neck is not in pain and that you're not overly engaging through the upper back. I'd like you to hold here for just 10. 9. Focus on equal distribution of weight through all 3 points, all 6 points of the feet. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now listen to me. Press very firmly into your right foot, okay? Your right foot taking very much more weight so that you can lift that left leg. Now, if you notice, your pelvis wants to tilt downwards, it wants to sag. Inhale and exhale, engage the core and neutralize that pelvis in air. So I'm pressing very firmly through my right leg and I'm neutralizing my pelvis as best I can, and I'm holding and I'm working really hard for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax down. Inhale and exhale. So low back, glute, hip flexor, all of that stuff. Inhale and exhale. So you need big muscles to be able to do that for sure, but to achieve that goal of neutralization, you have to utilize the muscles that we've worked on thus far. And I would suggest to you that because of the work that we've done, you are better able to achieve that goal. Because of what we've done, you will be better able to walk without your hips turning into weird places. Or if you're doing something like a hike, like my son wants to do, yay, this weekend, when your hips do turn into weird places, they're able to remain stable even at those strange angles. A very good situation. Let's do the second side, shall we? Allow yourself to press both feet into the floor. Remember, big toe, little toe, and the heel like a tripod. Presses down. 3 points per foot, 6 points per person. Inhale and exhale. Got it? Got it, good. Extend up through the arms. Make sure that your neck is not pressing into the floor too much and that your upper back is safe. Good. Inhale and exhale. Engage the core, hugging the belly button in. And the muscles, not just at the front, but also at the back, engaging. And see if you can't neutralize the spine here, through the lower portion at least. Equalize the pressure on the big toe, little toe, and the heel. And let's hold for 10. 9. Don't forget to breathe, by the way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you. Now press very firmly into that left foot. Big toe, little toe, heel mound. Lift up through that right foot. Now, as your right hip wants to sag, engage it and lift it up. Don't overcompensate by rolling it to the left rather. Keep it neutral. Keep it all on one plane and hold. It's a lot of work. Utilize the big toe, the little toe. The little toe often gets overlooked. Little toe and the heel. 10, 9. Feel what part of your back you're working. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down you go. Go ahead and hug both knees in towards your chest. And feel that. Now, take a moment and notice, as you draw the knees in, your sacrum wants to curl upwards, right? So when you pull in, notice how there's your sacrum, it's curling up and off the floor. What if we pin the sacrum on the floor, use our hands to push that sacrum down? So as you pull down with your hands. Feel like your tailbone is being pushed onto the floor a little bit. Got it? Good. Keep pushing that tailbone down and then draw the knees toward you. Notice here that when you draw the knees toward you, you're no longer peeling that tailbone off the floor. Instead, you're pressing it on the floor, and then you're getting this different stretch. For me, my low back now wants to lift. So I'm going to really focus on neutralizing it, pressing down through my knees so that my sacrum continues to try to press into the floor. And then I'm going to draw the knees. I'm going to flex here at my hips. And it should feel kind of weird because the natural thing is definitely to curl. But now we are getting this stretch without the curl. And we almost don't know if we're working. You don't know if you've got it right. If you've got yourself pressing down here at the sacrum through the hands, and then you're drawing your knees toward you, you're doing it right. It's just that you don't know what that's all about. Inhale and exhale. I want to use an example, and I guess I will, but it's not very relaxing. Let's just stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step both feet down, stack the knees, drop them to the right, extend the arms, open them out, and feel the release through the low back. Okay, here's this example with this thing that I can use to illustrate things, but it's not very nice. You ready? We all see it in movies. It's a similar trope, but like the needle in the eye, right? There's no anesthetic required. You poke the needle in the eye to get some fluid. There's no nerves there that will perceive pain, right? It's more just shock and the thought of it. But if you got a needle or a bit of shrapnel in your eye, which is even worse, you wouldn't feel pain. You would just see some occlusion. In that situation, when your sacrum is pressed down and you're hugging in, you don't feel pain. In fact, you don't quite know what to feel. It doesn't mean that there's not stretch and benefit. It's just that there's a bit of a blind spot there. And that's why we rely on the markers, looking in the mirror to see if there's something sticking in our eye or going to someone to do an image of the eye. There, you're feeling if the sacrum is pressing down, you're pressing down, and the knees are folding in. Take the knees to the other side, please. Inhale and exhale. Because when you do that, you can at least have some confidence, and I would say a considerable amount of confidence, knowing that you are getting the stretch that I'm prescribing. And even though you can't feel it per se, it will have an appreciable, later on, effect on your function. Inhale and exhale, please. Inhale and exhale, just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen your legs long. Relax your spine. So when I said core floor, my intention certainly was to work the core, but again, people's idea of the core is six-pack muscles or obliques. We call these sort of mirror muscles, the muscles that you can see in the mirror. But my floor core, I like to work the muscles that you don't work, or the muscles that you're bad at, the muscles that I'm bad at, because if I don't, who will? You see, by avoiding what we do regularly and going toward what we don't do regularly, holistically, we can get a lot more benefit. And that's just my intention. It's also why sometimes people feel gross after this class. It's not that they're just tired. It's not just that they might be a little bit sore. They feel a little gross. It's their body saying, I don't know what we just did. And that's okay. Because the flip side of that, and I wouldn't do this unless there was a benefit, the flip side of this is that you feel better in ways that you didn't know that you could. Like, I'm more stable. I'm less likely to fall. I'm not getting as tired. All of these opportunities are what we've been working on. Inhale and exhale, please. I hope this first few days, this first week of the new year has been okay for you. It's been my pleasure to be with you. I'm sorry I missed our last class, but I'm happy to make them up. I'm really thankful for that flexibility. Big breath in and a big breath out. As we lay on our back, inhale and exhale. relax your glutes, relax your hip flexors, but specifically relax those core muscles around the belly button and the spine that we were hugging so intentionally. If you have to, use your hands and just say, hey, relax, dude, relax. You don't have to grip on for dear life. Because sometimes when we turn them on and we go through that overload, they're a little bit traumatized and they're like white knuckling it. So just try to get that message, relax. Things are going to be okay. Because they will be, I promise. Inhale and exhale, please. Inhale and exhale. You've got this. Thank you. Inhale and exhale. And then, if you would, gently roll over to your favorite side. But don't get up. I'd like you to feel what it's like to have your core worked and your back like this. Because sometimes on our side body, we can feel it more clearly. Okay? Thank you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last thing, come up to seated, close your eyes. Take a moment now and sit. And I'm going to ask this question, and you answer honestly, not literally, but to yourself. Do you feel like you were sitting more like you did before? Or the more like you are the way you were seated when I was giving you those cues for alignment? I'm hoping that, not whether you're doing it or not, I'm hoping that you can feel it. I'm hoping that you can actually tell. Because the first step in making these changes is bringing awareness. And I'm hoping that there's far more awareness built after those exercises. I'm not necessarily saying that, oh, that would have corrected it, certainly not in one session. But your awareness being elevated and your ability to notice being elevated, that is key to helping you to find a better posture. So long as you can feel it a bit better, that is something that you can hang on to and feel very proud of. I certainly do. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again very soon, Monday, I believe. Please take care and have a great weekend. Thank you.